See if we can go live. All right, we're back up. All right, we'll wait for a few minutes while people come back on, and then we'll be good to go. Let me get you your goat's milk real quick, okay, sweetie? Let me get you some goat's milk real quick while we get some folks coming back on. That was my mistake for throwing that on there. I shouldn't have done that. Let's see here, sweetie. Get this rain coming down, sweet girl. All right, let's get you your goat's milk in there. Hey, we've already got some people coming back. Right on. Sorry about that. I apologize. I shouldn't have started it outside. I knew I'd have to move it in here, and unfortunately, with the what's up, Victor Devs, Angelique, how y'all doing? Unfortunately, with the way the MacBook has with the connectors on the side, it just doesn't work very well. So you can't really be mobile with it. And I should have known better. I did get a new thing here saying that, like, thinking that it would work, but it didn't work for me to be able to move it. So let's see. What's my PayPal? That's a good question. I can't remember if it's Brian at offgridbackcountryadventures.com or Brian at coloradobackcountryadventures.com. So I'll look it up here before we get done, and we'll figure that out. So, but back to Sierra, she's doing great. And for those that may have missed it when we first started, and I was talking about how her health is doing, the doctor that we go to is Dr. Unser up in Flagstaff, and she was telling me, she's like, if Sierra's still doing this great in a couple, 3-4 months, she's like, I want to write a case study on this because it's amazing that she's doing so well. She's like, whatever you're doing, just keep it up. And so I think, we did the turkey tail mushrooms. We're doing those. We've done CBD since day one. I made sure that she's had like really low stress. And basically what it is, oh, Pamela, thank you very much for the super chat. I think that what it is, oh, Chris, what's going on, man? I see you there, hiking guy. The goat's milk that I give her has prebiotics and probiotics, and basically you want to just have a really robust immune system to help fight the cancer. And I really think that's what's helped her out up to this point. And so, adding the Panicure C, and then also the new blend of CBD, and then also the 17 essential, they're different vitamins and stuff like that. It's like the dropper thing that I give her. All that together that's what they used in this case study, and it was published on April 2nd. And like I was saying, there was only one dog out of the entire test group that didn't respond. And that dog had liver cancer. And they think the reason why is because the Panicure C, if you have liver disease or any sort of liver cancer, it can be tough on the liver. And so they probably didn't respond because of that. But for every other type of cancer, it worked. And so, I'm hopeful that we can starve the tumors of oxygen and be good to go there. And so I'm just, real thankful to have all these good days with her because originally when they're like, hey, she's got 6 months to live, and that's pretty much it. We never see a dog really go past 6 months that has lung disease or lung cancer. And they said, the last couple of months are really tough because the dogs can't get around and they have a hard time breathing and all that stuff. And I mean, Sierra's doing great. She was running around this morning like crazy. We got up pretty early. I didn't really sleep that much last night, so I just got up at 4:30 and started working on stuff. Then by 5:30, she wanted to get up and run around. And so we ran around for 2 hours this morning, then came back in the camper after it started to get a little warm. And she's just been doing great ever since. Teresa, thank you so much for that. Thank you for the super chats. Danya and Priya, what's going on? All right, hey, I want to say what's up to everybody. Corey, hey, I owe you an email back. Thanks for sending that email about y'all going truck camping. And Cynthia Jones, I think, got it. Both are okay. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, she's doing great. And so I'm really excited about all that stuff. So you've got Chris. Oh yeah, dude, you look up that fenbenzidol or whatever they call it. Fenbenzidol, I think is what it is. There's a new case study that they did in humans, and there was a guy, I think he had 30 people in his case study, and he did it himself because he was sick with cancer, and they've all been able to shrink their tumors down to almost nothing, which is great. And so with Sierra doing so well right now, if I'm able to just to keep it in check as it is and to not have it grow, then we're in good shape for a while. So I'd be really excited if that happens. So I'll keep everybody informed of what's going on. We'll probably do another CT scan in maybe 4 months. I got to save up for it because it's $2,700 each time I do them. And we've done one so far, and then we've done numerous ultrasounds and X-rays and lots of blood work. Her blood work came back perfect this past time. I mean, my doctor, Dr. Unser, was like, I cannot believe how great she's doing. This is amazing. And so they consider Sierra's case like an outlier because most dogs, almost all the dogs all the dogs they see that have this, they're gone within 6 months. And here it is 10 months later, and she's doing great. So that's really awesome. And let's see what else have we got. Oh, thanks, Scott. What's going on, man? From one Colorado boy together. Taco's running good, man. I've got it. It's just sitting outside right there. I was working on it earlier. Might be able to see it outside. Yeah, there it is. I was working on it earlier, just kind of getting everything cleaned up in there and just really going through it and just making sure everything's good. I was having a little bit of a starter where when you start it up, it kind of makes that noise to where like the teeth aren't connecting. But what it was just a dirty starter. So I cleaned that out. Now it's fine. And everything else is going good on it. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'll be going down to Prescott later this week to go hang out with some friends and hit some Forest Service trails. So we'll see how that works. But it's been great running into town. It runs like a top now. And now everything the new drivetrain's working out great. The only thing I got to do now is the air conditioning just went out. So I just got to get that recharged and I'll be good to go. But other than that, it's things around here are good. I did get the new, let me turn this around here. I want to show y'all the new awning out here. So that's been working out really well. And that is just a godsend. That thing is so nice to have. It keeps it so cool in here in the morning. And so like I can leave like all the windows open and stuff like that until about noon. And then by noon, it's hot enough to where you want to go ahead and turn on the air conditioner. And then we just have that little window unit back there we can kick on. But it's been great. And now with me like not turning on the air conditioner at 7 o'clock in the morning like I was doing because the sun just blasts this location early in the morning, that provides enough shade to where I can build up my solar during the day and like store enough energy to where I can run the air conditioner pretty much 100% without having to touch my generator, which is great because, generators, they motor through gas pretty fast. And with gas prices, you don't want to be running your generator or your air conditioner fully off your generator. It'd be way too expensive. And so, thank you, Paula. I appreciate that for the super chat there. But yeah, everything is going good. We didn't do ivermectin because we couldn't find a good dosing schedule for dogs, because it can get to a point where it's toxic. But that's where the Panicker C, they have a dosing schedule for dogs. So for those that didn't hear me the first time we started up out there and then it cut out, the dosing schedule for dogs is 3 days on, 4 days off, and you just continue that until you either tumors go away or the dog gets too sick to where they can't take it anymore. And then you use CBD with it in the morning, and then in the evening there's like a blend of 17 different, I think it's like 17 or 18 different vitamins, and all those three components together really help to starve the cells, the cancer cells, of any oxygen, so they can't grow. And so when the cancer cells don't have oxygen, what they do is they turn to sugar, and if there's no sugar, then they just start dying. And so that's what I'm hoping we can do, because the tumors that are in our chest, there is one that's 1 inch around, and that sucks. I really wish that wasn't there. But if we could use this to like keep it in check or possibly shrink it, and just buy her a couple more years of really great quality life, then I would be beyond ecstatic about that. So that's what the plan is. So I'll let y'all know how that goes. The only thing we need to watch for with her is if she gets a really bad upset stomach and can't stomach food. If the Panicker sees too much, then we'll have to figure out something else to do. But I've wanted to go pretty much holistic this whole time, to where it's not anything that would cause really bad side effects like chemo. And on top of it too, the chemo is $1,200 a month. And I just thought, I don't want to make her feel like crap. If this is like her last dance, I don't want to make it those days bad. And the thing is it gives them the runs and makes them to where they just feel like crap, and I thought, I don't want to do that to her, and I was going to, and I was like, well, this is what we get. And then I started researching stuff online, and I found all these different, alternate treatments that seem like they're pretty effective. And, it sucks having a dog with cancer, because you're always second guessing yourself, because she can't talk and tell me like, oh, hey, I'm not feeling good today, or hey, my chest hurts, whatever. And cattle dogs are typically pretty tough, as is, and most dogs are tough. And so you don't notice that it's bad until it's really bad. And so, when she has if she has like even just a tiny, just like one cough, like, oh, I'm like, what's going on? I freak out, and it's like a roller coaster of emotions. So I don't wish this on anybody, because it definitely puts me on pins and needles. But yeah, so that's what's going on with her. It looks like the YouTube stuff is starting to get worked out. Apparently what happened was, and I started noticing this, let's see, it was in March, that I started getting a lot of comments on my, I'd post up a new video, and for the first hour I would get slammed with bots putting up stuff. It was in Spanish, but it's like links to pornography. And so I'd have to really watch it and really watch that stuff to where I can delete them as soon as they show up, and then report it and all those things. And I kept on sending messages to YouTube saying like, hey, I get these porn bots that slam my new uploads, and I was like, I have things to do around here. I can't sit around for an hour after I upload it because it takes me a long time to upload anyway. I was like, I can't sit around like all day and just manage the comments. Like, what are y'all doing to combat this? And no one was really getting back to me on it. I was kind of getting frustrated with it a little bit. And there's two divisions within YouTube that I work with, and I thought it was just one, but it's actually two. So you have you have your creator support, which is what I access through YouTube. Like when I upload videos, stuff like that, I can hit the chat button, I can talk with creator support, and they're live, like they're there like 24/7. So that's kind of nice. But I thought that they were the ones that were doing this, and I kept on saying like, hey, what's going on with this? Why is the revenue going down, and why is my ad, why is it saying that like my monetization's off and all that stuff? And they're like, everything looks fine on our end. I'm thinking, well, they're just feeding me full of crap. Well, that wasn't the case. What it is there's another division called AdSense, and AdSense is what is the Google pay arm for all the Google stuff that they have online. And so you work with the YouTube creator support for pretty much everything on YouTube, and then the money stuff is related to AdSense. Well, they have a different set of policies and procedures that are separate from what you read on the creator support. So there's actually two policies and like two things that I have to go through, different lists of things. So like on the creator stuff, it's like, hey, like don't threaten people, like don't say you're gonna off people online, and don't make videos about like crazy stuff that's going on in the world. And I'm like, yeah, my content's pretty chill. And YouTube was telling me like, hey, we're 100% fine with your content. I'm like, well, then why is my revenue tanking? And then all of a sudden I started having my commissions held. And I'm like, what's going on with this? Well, it was AdSense. And what it was is they thought those porn bots, well, I don't think they were looking into it. What it was showing spikes in my videos sometimes, like big spikes. And it would be like, one video or 1 week would go up to like 500,000 in views, which is a lot for me at this time. Usually in the wintertime, I get a ton of views, but the summertime's not that much. Then it would go back down to like, 100,000 for the week or 200,000 for the week. Then it spiked back up to 500,000, then it'd go back down. Well, what it was those bots hitting my channel and slamming me with comments. And so they thought that I employed like a bot farm to raise my views online. And that's considered like, what did they call it? It wasn't illegal views, but there's another term for it. It's basically like, it was like illegitimate traffic is what it was. And it's derived from using like troll farms or bot farms that I guess people can employ them to try to get more views on their channel and try to raise their revenue. So I was like, wait a minute. I'm not doing that. I'm not employing anybody. I'm just posting stuff up and it's good to go. And then I said, then all of a sudden I get told that my account is no longer active on here. And I'm like, this isn't going to work. I like what's going on? And they're like, well, we think that you were using one of these bot farms. I'm like, wait a minute. I've been hitting up the creator studio saying with YouTube support, I'm saying, hey, I'm getting this stuff that I'm seeing on my channel. AdSense didn't know I was sending those emails in. So like the two divisions weren't really talking. And I mean, I'm sure they have a million people hitting them up every day because it's try to imagine managing all this stuff on YouTube. And so once I brought that to their attention, they're like, oh, okay. And they released the commission from 6 weeks ago, which is great. So I'll get paid on that soon. And then I looked this morning. I still don't have my account active, but I think they're working through it. So hopefully that'll get updated soon. I'll probably hit them up on tomorrow and say, hey, where do we stand with this? Is there anything that I need to do on my end to like maybe reapply to get my account back up? But YouTube told me, they said, hey, just keep posting and leave your monetization on and we'll track it. And, once you get it sorted out and everything, you'll get credit for that stuff. So that was a huge relief because I thought that my income had gone away. And so I was relying just solely on Patreon for the last like month and a half, and Patreon's been great. And there's a lot of new people that have signed up, and I'm really thankful for that. And so, and I actually need to get on later today and respond to a bunch of messages. But so that seems like that's getting worked out, which is really nice because I was stressing hardcore. Because I mean, with the way things are costing right now, and I mean, just with the inflation and all the crazy stuff in the world, like I was noticing that my views were getting better per video, because I was putting more effort into the videos and posting more and stuff like that. And I just wanted to make sure that I was making money off it because I don't really have another way to make money other than Patreon out here. I'm so far away from any town or anything like that. I can't like drive into work, and nor would I want to. So I wanted to continue doing this. And now that it seems like it's getting worked out, I'm pretty pleased about it. So anyway, I'll let you know how that works out. It just is frustrating to have those bots hit my account. And I'm sure you've probably seen them on other accounts too. You know, like in the comment section, you'll see the same comment over and over and over from different usernames. And it's just bots that are like hitting up these different platforms. And it's just crazy to think about. Like, I don't understand why anybody would even do a bot farm, but it's just, I guess that's the way it is. So, oh, hey, thanks, Adam. I appreciate that, man. Thanks for being thanks, brother. I appreciate that. So anyway, so that's what I've been dealing with on that end. That's been going on for like 3 months now. And so it's nice to finally get some resolution. I didn't really bring it to anybody's attention until this past week, because I just was finally, I'm like, I don't know what to do about this. Like, this is crazy. And then it seemed like once I posted that up, but then I figured out that I'm like, oh, I've been sending emails to the wrong division within Google. Now that I've been sending to AdSense, it seems like it's starting to get worked out. But like I said, my account is still not reinstated. So I'll keep you posted with that. Around here, I've been working to get the driveway done. You've probably seen the postings that I've done with the pictures. I've got a video which I started working on this morning. It's a lot of footage from that. Then also too, Sierra, we went to her appointment in Flagstaff this past Friday. So footage from that, and then some footage from the monsoons. I've got some good stuff from yesterday. And then I want to get more stuff from today. But the monsoons are definitely hitting now. Yesterday was the first really good day out here, and it rained pretty much from like 1 o'clock to about 4 o'clock off and on, and it cooled everything down to where it was really nice and cool. It got down to about 65. And then today it got up to like 90, but now that the monsoons are hitting right now, it's really comfortable. So, all right, let's get into some comments here and some, I want to say what's up to everybody. So Scott, you're asking about this outhouse finish. Almost. What I want to do is I used too small of an exhaust pipe, so I'm using like the old-fashioned way for the ventilation system in there. And what you do is you use like a black exhaust tube that comes way out from the waste box all the way up through the roof or on the outside, and then way up above it, so it can take that odor and really get it up in the sky and get it away from there. And so the idea is that when the sun comes out, the black tube heats up, and then just physics, it'll start to make that air raise up. And so it'll pull the air up through the waste box and up through there. And so you constantly have airflow going through. You have to make sure the waste box is airtight. Well, I used too small of like in diameter, I used too small of a black tube. So I'm going to get a solar powered fan and put it up there and see if that works to help with pulling that air through during the daytime. And then if not, then I'll just get a bigger tube and have that go. Yeah, if you go to any Forest Service campgrounds or BLM campgrounds, you'll notice that at the outhouse, they do have an exhaust tube on there, but it's about this big around. It's huge. Well, mine's about like that, so it's pretty small. And during the wintertime, it's fine because the ground freezes. And so where I dug that big hole down in for the waste box area and then put the box on top of it, that stays pretty much frozen. And so, you don't really get a whole lot of odor from that. And then any new waste that you deposit before it freezes, that black tube does warm up enough to where it was pulling air through. But in the summertime, when it's like 90 degrees out there, it doesn't really matter. And so it's not like it's warming up so much more than 90 degrees that it's pulling that air through. And so it became pretty stinky, and the biology on it got kind of messed up. So I threw some dirt in there, and dirt has all those great microbes in it. It immediately nullified the smell. And then what I want to do is have the solar powered fan, and that should be showing up probably about a week's time. So here, I don't know if you can hear it hitting the awning out there, but it's really starting to come down. This awning is awesome. I got this awning for $390, and it was hand sewn. I'll put the information up on the video that I'm going to do about this. But it's from this company called Marty's Vintage Awnings, and it's out of Chico, California. And I'm just floored with this thing. It was really easy to put it on. There's a little track that's on the outside of the camper here, and it has like one of those things that you put into the track and you feed it all the way through. And it took me like 5-10 minutes to put it up, and I think it looks great because it actually matches the color that I have on the camper. So I love it, and it's like I said, it's really helping out with any heat in the morning. So let's see here. Noah, you're asking where you're posting pictures. I'll just post it in the community section on YouTube. And so if you go to my page, there's like, videos, and then there's a couple of things, and there's community. And if you click on community, you'll see like a bunch of posts up there, because I don't have Instagram or Facebook or anything like that. I just do YouTube and then also Patreon. And so that's like, if you're looking on YouTube, that's where you'd find those pictures for that. So let's see what we got here. We got Desert Deb. All right, cool. Hit your channel. That sucks. It seems like there's a lot of bots hitting everybody. And what I was frustrated with is that YouTube didn't give me a heads up. They were just kind of, I got to roll up my windows. Hang on one second. I'll be right back. I forgot that my windows are open in my truck, and the rain's really starting to come down. So give me like 2 minutes, and I'll be right back here. Sierra, keep me company. All right, sorry about that, everybody. It's really coming down into the truck over there. Sorry, you want some more goat's milk? Come here. I know, little sweetie. But for those that might just now be tuning in, Sierra's appointment went really good. And like I was saying before, if she keeps doing well, then they're going to write a case study on her about how to use like holistic medicines to keep dogs, keep the cancer at bay, especially for lung cancer. Because lung cancer is like literally when they find it, it's like 6 months, the dogs are gone. And so here it is 10 months later, and she's doing great. Oh, Angelique, thank you so much for that super chat there. So let me do this right here. And then Tanya, hey Sierra, thank you so much. Oh, we got Up North of 60 here. Hey, if you guys want good winter camping videos, go check out Up North of 60. That's awesome stuff up there. And I think like northern part of Canada. I'm not really sure where you're located at, but really good winter stuff. And like this past winter, when I wasn't out there, I was watching like Jay's channel, like Jay Laguerre, and then Up North of 60, and then let's see who else was good. Like Drew Sims. I don't know if you guys see Drew Sims. He's got a Jeep that he goes out and does winter camping and all that stuff. But I'm planning to get out back and winter camp this winter because I definitely want to make some more memories with her. Because with her cancer and stuff like that, I want to make sure that we get out winter camp. She loves to winter camp, and so I do have the Bighorn 3 still. It's underneath my bed here, and it's all I got to do is fix the zipper on the front, and I think we'll be in good shape. And I like that tent. The only thing is it's just loud. That's why I'm looking at those canvas ones. So I've been looking at like Ellis tents out of Durango, Ellis canvas tents, and then there's a few other ones that I've been looking at. So we'll see what we come up with. And then I also too I want to do the side awning, like punch a hole through one of the side awning rooms that I have on my truck, and then have that backpacking stove in there. So that way it can be a little bit more mobile. Because the problem with the Bighorn 3 is that breaking it down, especially if your stakes are frozen in the ground. I mean, I'm using lug screws now, which are like the big foot log ones that I can screw into the ground and take out. But it's still like at least 2 hours to break it down. And then you got to go and set up somewhere else in the same day. And that's a long day. And if I could do it in my truck, especially during shoulder season, like in March and things like that, and when early winter's setting in, it'd just be easier to roll it around and be a little bit more mobile. So we'll see how that works out. So, all right, let's see here. Show this. I'm going to put this down a little bit so I'm not looking down too much. Let's see. So as far as other channels are concerned, like I've been on Rumble now for about 7 months, and I've only made a total of 20 cents. Odyssey, I think the same thing. I think I made like $3 on Odyssey in the last like 6 months. So those channels, unfortunately, don't have a whole lot of revenue built into them yet. But I do think that Rumble's doing good because they're investing a lot in their own technology. They've got their own independent player, video player and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool. There is one that my buddy Chris sent to me. It's a news break. And so apparently you can make some decent money on that. So I'm going to start diversifying a little bit, but it'll be the same content that you'd see here. So you don't have to leave this platform in order to see my stuff. But, with the YouTube thing, it's just it's just uneasy times being a content creator, because if you say the wrong thing, or if you do, like the situation with the bots hitting my account that got me pretty much demonetized for a little while. It's just frustrating because it's hard to get answers out of them. You email them and sometimes you hear back and sometimes you don't. And I've noticed that like creator support is much easier to get in touch with, but AdSense is hard to get in touch with. Like they haven't even responded to the stuff I've sent them last week. But I do have a friend that's in creator support that was like, hey, I'll help get this pushed through and see if we can get your commission released and all that stuff. So that's been helpful. So, thanks, Danya. So let's see, Priya is sending this to Sierra for more goats. God, no problem. Yeah, we got to go get more because we're just about out of this one. And she's got one more gallon of goat's milk in there, and then we'll be all done with that. So, but the goat's milk. Oh, we got Brad here from Sunroomer Overland. So, hello, I'm hunkered down in summer. Where are you at, Brad? Are you still over in the Mogollon Rim? Because it's the rain's coming down pretty good here. It's supposed to rain straight through until like 5 p.m., which is great. So I'm really excited for everything to get really green around here. Yeah, you're over at the rim. Okay, cool. Yeah. So those that may not be familiar, the really cool Sun Raider that I put on the channel back like right after Overland Expo ended. That's Brad. That's Sun Roamer Overland that you see here in the comment section right now. So go check out his channel. He's got good stuff. But with Sierra, you know, the one thing that I do think that has helped out a ton is the goat's milk, because it's got prebiotics and probiotics in here. And so prebiotics are the precursor to probiotics, obviously So it's really good stuff. And this is the pasteurized. For some reason, the unpasteurized can cause a little bit of stomach issues in the dogs, but the pasteurized is good. And so I think this has really helped out with her, you know, having her immune system be high and all that stuff, and to be able to combat the tumors in her lungs. So I'm really hopeful that the Panicker C will help out, and we'll kind of see how it goes from there. But my plans around here was going to go to Colorado by this time, but I've still got some stuff to do. Like I said, I've got to do the air conditioning in my truck. I do want to finish up the rest of the trail that goes out to the backside of the property here, and maybe move the camper down there. And then I want to finish up the ATV shed, because I want to be able to lock everything up when I leave. But I do want to spend the fall in Colorado, and then I told my parents and my extended family in Kansas that I go see them for the holidays. And so it's gonna probably be away from here for a while, and then I'll take my big tent with me, and I've got a storage unit in Del Norte, Colorado, and be able to just stash that there, and then come back and probably do some winter camping in Colorado, and maybe some new spots too. I did see some spots in northern or in New Mexico. I didn't realize there's some places in southern New Mexico that they're just incredible. They get hit with a lot of snow, and then up here too, close to me, I've got a place about an hour down the road that gets really slammed with snow, which would be good. So I've been scouting out new places there. And, you know, a lot of people ask me, like, hey, like they'll hit me up on email, hey, I want to go winter camping. Where's like your best spot? And I'm like, well, I'm not going to tell you. but for those that want to know, like, or want to start looking at spots, you know, most Forest Service roads get closed in the wintertime because they don't want people going back in there and getting stuck. But you will find some roads that have communities that are way back in there, like old ranches that are grandfathered in, and they'll keep those roads open and they'll plow them and stuff like that. So that's what I look for on maps. So just a heads up, if you're in an area that has Forest Service roads and it snows like crazy and you're wondering what to look for, that's what I look for. And it usually serves you well. There's usually places right off the roads where you can pull into pretty easy and winter camp. And then what's nice is that even if you get pounded with snow, you know, those roads generally get cleared in like a day or two for the families that live way back in there. And then you'll be able to get out. So just I'd recommend not going into any areas with your vehicles. If it's going to like snow like crazy, and if there's no plow service or anything like that, you could get stuck. And so you don't want to do that. So, all right, let's see what else we got here. Let's see here. Light Warrior. We had a torrential downpour yesterday near Pikes Peak. Oh, that's awesome. I've heard that Denver, I have some friends from Denver saying it's been crazy hot out there. So hopefully that changes, and you guys can get some good snow. Oh, 2A Overland. What's up, James? How you doing, brother? Hope things are going well. Yeah, things are going good. We're just, you know, out here in the rain. It's been really nice. It's the temperatures have cooled off right now. Like I was saying earlier, we're supposed to get rain through until 5 p.m., which is awesome, and going from there. So let's see what else. National Forest or something back up in New Mexico. Oh, that's cool. So Noah, that's good information. No, I had heard that those fires that the Forest Service had set, there was like 2 of them that they set, and I can't remember how many. That was over like 100,000 acres of forest that got burned down or something like that. So the Forest Service is going to be on the hook for reimbursing all those people where their homes got destroyed and everything like that. But that's just crazy to see that happen. So let's see what else around here. Not really much else. Oh, my buddy down the road. So my friend Chad has been going crazy at his, like going crazy in a good way at his place, building stuff and setting up different food, like growing centers and different stuff for chickens and goats and roosters and fish. And he's got duckweed going now for fodder for the animals and everything. And now he just planted like an entire like huge area with all these different vegetables and like potatoes and sweet potatoes and like gold Yukon potatoes and everything. So we're going to do a video about that when those plants start to come up a little bit more. He's got corn, all sorts of different bell peppers. Let's see. I think he's got raspberries, if I remember. I think he's got raspberries. I'll have to go back and check. But it's like an amazing area. It's got like crops going. So it's going to be really cool because we're kind of worried about food. You know, I mean, out here in the where we're at, we've got a little town that's close to us. But the thing is like the grocery store told us that they're like, you know, the food companies aren't delivering here anymore. So we have to like drive into town and go get the food and then come back. And sometimes they're out of stuff, and then sometimes when they drive into town, they don't get what they need. And so we're starting to figure out a way to kind of like homestead out here without like being fully all in. At least for me, I won't be fully all in homesteaded. But I think it would be a good idea to get like some raised beds out here and just have them ready to go in case I want to start growing food. Because if gas prices continue the way they are, I mean, I'm not going to be driving all over the place like I used to. It's like it doesn't really make sense. Out here, I was almost at $6 a gallon the other day for the gas that I get, and for my little Tacoma, it cost $122 to fill it up. And I'm like, this is nuts. Like that's way too much for a midsize truck. And so, and then luckily with the rains coming now, like I won't have to use the generator as much, like I was saying before, so I'm not using gas there. But it's just crazy. So let's see. See, old school. Are most people working to live or living to work? Well, depends on what people's situation is. So yeah, Nanya, I'm in AZ. I'm in Northern Arizona on the San Francisco Plateau. So and then plans on coming to the East Coast. I was going to this year. I was gonna go see my brother in Nashville, or he's actually south of Nashville. He's in Brentwood. And then when I was down there, I was gonna go to Georgia and go see the guys from Dive Talk. And then I was like, well, if I'm down there, I might as well go to the East Coast and hang out. But with gas prices the way they are, until that settles down, I probably won't be going cross-country trips because it's just be way too expensive. And I don't know if Truck House Life is going to come down here this summer. I was talking to Phil from Down to Mob because we were going to, like all three of us, were going to try to connect again. But I think Phil's going up to Oregon for the Pacific Northwest Expo, Overland Expo, and he's going to stay up there up until the winter. And so he won't be going to Colorado. And so I don't know if Truck House is coming down or not. It's a long ways from Alaska. If he does, we'll hook up again and do our Colorado thing. But my goal is to be in Colorado by like September when school gets back in and all the crowds are going, and just kind of hang out around there. So let's see, up in Flagstaff and it's storming. Oh, cool. That's good to hear, Nanya. Yeah. So on Friday when I was up there for Sierra's cancer appointment, it was raining like crazy up there. And it's so good to see because I was going to help out with those forest fires that are on Flagstaff. And for a while there, they had the road shut down that went north out of town. And so you couldn't even drive through the reservation to get to Colorado. You have to go through I-40 and come up the back way, which is kind of crazy. But let's see, what else? I haven't done a live stream in a long time. I don't really know what to talk about. So yeah, old school. You just sold your Tacoma for a Subaru. Yeah, that's gas prices do suck. It's really tough out there. I should still be there in September. Okay, yeah, cool, Brad. Well, then let's definitely hook up. You and also Happy's Trails. So let's see, Quantum Fine Arts. I've never driven a car, only bicycle. Oh, nice. That's cool. Boy, you're really saving money right now and not having to spend money on that gas. So, the shed update. Danya, thanks. Yeah. So I haven't really done much on the shed other than I framed out windows, but I want to put plexiglass in there instead of real glass, just because it's flexible. And if I hit it with something, then it won't shatter. And so I've made the frames for the windows and cut those out. All the walls go all the way up to the roof now. I didn't do the roofing yet, but I have everything laid out for that. So I need to actually lay out the 2x4s and then put the cross sections in there. That way I can lay the metal sheet metal on there that they have for roofing. I do need to order the flange. There's like this little flange that goes on the top that goes like this. It's wavy, and you put that on there and it creates a watertight seal. So I'm getting close to doing that, but it's just like doing the roof by myself. It's kind of sketchy to be up there, and like it's pretty heavy, the frame that would go up there. So I probably need a couple extra hands with that. But the good thing is I got some neighbors down the road and they're always want to help out and they're around for that. So let's see what else is that. See Harper, to see New York gas is between $4.90. Wow, that's a bit less than here, Paula. Here in Arizona, like my town that's close, it was $5.79 for the gas, for the mid-grade gas that I get. And so in Flagstaff, it's less. It's like $5.30 or something like that, or maybe like $5.25, but it's still extremely expensive. To fill up my little mid-sized truck costs over $100. And so, you compare that to like $40 like it used to be, and it's the gas prices are way too much. But other than that, also too, the hot tub out here, it's not really been a hot tub as of late. It's been a cold plunge, and I've got a I don't know if you can see it. The white thing that's right there, that's a new bug net that I put on there just because like the bugs out here get crazy. And so I've been using that in conjunction with these Epsom salts. So if you have aches and pains, this Epsom salt right here that I get at Whole Foods, it's the muscle soak one, you'll feel like you're 18 again. It's amazing. And so that's what's been keeping me kind of somewhat, my body feeling somewhat loose with all the work I've been doing on the road. because that road to put it in, what I've done is I'll build up the edge, and I've built it up about almost 20 inches on one side. So I'll build up the edge with a bunch of rocks and create like kind of like a buffer there, and then I'll backfill that area with like big rocks on the bottom, and then smaller rocks, and then dirt, and then really pack it down. And then what I want to do is I want to go get some sub base and then some gravel. And so I'll probably wait to do that after the monsoons settle down in the fall. Put that sub base down, put the gravel down, and then I'll be good to go, and I can drive that thing even when the monsoons hit. Because for those that aren't aware, like in New Mexico and also in Arizona, our type of soil doesn't have, I think it's like, what is it that doesn't have? It's there's a chemical in it or a component of the soil that's missing, to where it doesn't bind together. Like usually in Colorado when it rains, it's not that muddy, but out here if it rains a little bit, it's muddy like crazy. You can't even walk around. And so that's where it's like I have to put down the sub base and build that all up, and then put the gravel in to make sure that I can get around on it. So, all right, let's see what else have we got. Hey, we got Diane Briston here. How you doing? Everything's going good. Let's see, Kevin D. Hey, Brian and Sierra. Hey, back at you. Alan never grew up. How's it going, man? Going up to URA end of July, hoping to run engineer. Nice. Let me know if that Tacoma is still off the edge in engineer on the Silverton side, or I guess URA Silverton side. If you go up there, on that really gnarly 4x4 section, there's a Tacoma that dumped over, and it's like literally was saved from going way down in the gulch. So it's like 200 feet down. There's like these two trees, and it wedged up against those trees, so it only fell down like 10 or 15 feet. So let's see what else have we got here. Patrick finds. Let's see. Let's see. No catchment. 340,000 acres. Oh my gosh! I had no idea it was that much out there in New Mexico. That's crazy. Wow. Well, that's gnarly, man. And it's now with the rains hitting too. I bet you there's going to be a bunch of mudslides and everything like that. So I did see that the Gila for a while had a fire going on down there too, and I wanted to go to southern New Mexico. I really like Central City or Silver City down there and checking out those areas. So let's see, Crummy VCR, $6.89 a gallon in Southern California. Ouch. And it'll never get better, sadly. Yeah, I was hearing that they're saying this is going to be going on for like 5 years, which is crazy. I mean, I don't know. I'm disappointed in a lot of things with our government. I have been for a long time. You know, I mean, like ever since I was a kid, one side has been saying they're going to help out small business, and the other side has been saying they're going to fix the inner city, and nothing's been done on either side. So it's like I kind of have zero faith in the government now. And that's where it's like I've been kicking around the ideas of like maybe I should stick around here and, you know, grow food and kind of stay put. But I get that itch to travel and run around and jam in my truck. So that's where I think at least getting the raised beds ready to go, and then have them just in case if things get really crazy and get up to like $10 a gallon, then I can just hunker down here and grow food and just kind of have some chickens and stuff like that and do the homesteading thing. But we'll see. I mean, maybe it'll turn around, but I'm not hopeful. It just seems like every country wants to like march to war right away, and I'm just tired of that. I mean, we've been at war ever since I was a kid. You know, I'm 47. I'm 47 or am I 48? I think I'm 48. And it's just like I'm just tired of that. You know, it's like we need to invest in our own people and not invest in war and all that stuff. It's just nuts. So, but let's see what else have we got here. $4.35 a gallon here in Central Texas. That's pretty. It's sad to say that's pretty good, but that's pretty good. So, but Biden was going to stop the gas tax. Well, yeah, but that's not going to do anything. So, I mean, the gas tax is, I think, what is it? That's like only a savings of like 13 cents per gallon. And then when you add in the inflation that keeps going on, they anticipate it's only going to be like 8 cents a gallon, which is nothing. I mean, when it's already $5 a gallon, what's 8 cents? It's really not a big deal. And it's only for 3 months anyway. So it's funny that they call it like a gas tax holiday. I'm like, how about we get the prices back down to where they used to be? Like, let's do that. So I do understand the need to like, or the desire to want to go electric and all that stuff, but we just don't have the infrastructure for that yet. And on top of it too, like the electric cars are expensive. And so I think a slower transition to that would have been great, and not right after, you know, we got done with the shutdowns for 2 years. It just seems like that's really bad timing. It's putting a lot of people in a bind. And I'm seeing less truckers on the freeway because I can access I-40. It's pretty close to my property here. And so when I go into town, you know, I have to go on the interstate, and it's like, I mean, maybe a tenth of the truckers that I used to see. And it's crazy. And it's literally just the big companies. You see the Amazon Prime trucks going, you see Swift going because Swift is a national carrier, and you see a couple other national carriers, and that's it. Like you're not seeing a lot of independents out there running around anymore. And so that's pretty shocking. And that's really gonna that's gonna really snarl more supply chain issues. Another thing too is that I don't know if you saw from Kansas all the cows that died. Um, I have a lot of friends that ranch in Kansas, and they're saying like we can't even get diesel. Like it's getting to the point to where we can't get feed. All the fertilizer for if we want to grow our own feed, it's not available anymore. And so food prices are going to go through the roof, which is going to be crazy. So that's where I'm really fortunate that I had the ability to get this place. I paid cash for it. I don't have any bank note holding this, and I just feel really fortunate to be out here. And so, but let's see what do we got here. There we go. Cost me over 600 to fill up the big truck. Oh man, so Michael Miguez said that it costs over $600 a truck, and that's crazy. So yeah, if you think electric cars are new, there should be 30 years into electric cars. Yeah, Michael, I agree. I mean, like, it's crazy. I didn't realize this, but back at the turn of the century, most cars were electric. They had these big batteries they put in the back, and then that went away. Obviously, the combustion engine took over and all that stuff. But it just seems like now is not the time to be making wholesale changes to, the infrastructure and things like that. We need to get everything back on track and then make those changes. So we'll see what happens with that. But let's see what else. Other than that, just kind of hanging out around here. I've been messing around with the RC truck a bunch. I'm building a RC truck, remote control truck course to the back into the property here. So if anybody out there is a nerd like I am and likes RC trucks, I'd like to actually have people come out here and camp, and we could just run those trails and stuff like that with RC trucks and all dork out. My friend down the road, Darren, he's got like 22 different RC trucks. And then Phil from down to Mob, he's got about 10. So I think it'd be kind of fun to do one of those up here soon. I could just host everybody here, just come here and camp, and then we could just dork out with RC trucks. So let's see. Other than that, does anybody have any questions about, how's the world's largest asparagus? So I've got this stuff. Let's see. Where's my camera at? I've got a camera I can show you. We got these plants out here. They're like these yucca plants, and they get these big flowers that grow up. But I call them asparagus because it looks like a big asparagus stalk, but it's like this big around. And they make the coolest looking. They make the coolest looking flowers that come out of it. It's like the top of it. It's really a unique looking plant. So I've been taking pictures of them, and I included it in a video that I put on Patreon. It was a Patreon only video earlier in the week. And I want to show you what these plants look like. Oh, here's some photos of the camper last night when I was taking night photography out here. Can't really see that. It's actually a little bright. Let me turn down the eyeglasses real quick. All right, let's do that. Let's see here. Where's this at? So these, I think they're called Centennial Plants when they bloom. I'll have to go back and look online and see exactly what they are. But they make the top of the stalk. The whole thing turns into like this really cool display of flowers and stuff like that. So it looks like. And it's literally like 10 feet tall. It's like this huge stalk, and then at the top of it, it'll have this stuff up there. So it's pretty awesome looking. There we go. So you can kind of see how that works. So yeah, so that's kind of fun. Let's see what else. Sweet baby girl Cheryl, Super Girls Company. She's doing great. We had a good morning, and Sierra was having a blast. You want some more goats, Phil? Come here. Let's get you a little more. It's a live stream. We're indulging you. Come here. Over here. Come here. Oh, for those who might be on I-40 near Flagstaff, if you're traveling up there, exit this little town called Parks, Parks, just like it sounds. And then when you exit, go north and then go left on the old Route 66. There's the old general store there, and it's been around since 1906, I think is what it is. And it's the old Route 66 general store, and they love dogs there. So in the next video that I've got coming up, I've got footage from there. Every time we roll in, they give Sierra like an antler bone, or they or regular milk bones, and like everybody comes up and says hi to her, and then everybody else brings their dog as well. They got a big patio out front, and they've got the best breakfast burritos on the planet, and they also have good lunch stuff too. So if you're rolling near Flagstaff and you want a great place to stop that's not town, you can go there, and it's like a really quaint area. It's got these huge ponderosa pines all around you, and it's off the freeway a little bit. It's really awesome. So let's see here. Let's see. Well, okay, so I guess I'll show this comment. So somebody was saying like, I love Sierra and love your journey, but you bitch about YouTube as if they don't provide this lifestyle. I don't think you understand. Like, the censorship from YouTube is crazy right now, and for me to have be demonetized for the last 6 weeks and then not be paid commission and not be told what about it, like I think that's kind of a, I don't know why. Like, I share everything on here, and I think that comment's not really necessary. So, I've had people call me a conspiracy theorist because I said that YouTube has censorship. So I think a lot of people that don't do this don't really understand the frustrations that are behind it. It's like any job, and like sometimes your job goes good and sometimes it doesn't go good. But I haven't bitched about it up until recently because of, it's like I've been dealing with this stuff now since February. So, it is what it is. If you don't like it, you don't have to tune in, but I don't need comments like that. So please don't send. So, all right, let's see. Your camper is the bomb, especially with the awning. Thanks. I love this camper in here. For those that don't know, this is a 1971 Yellowstone camper. The cool thing about it is the people that had it before, they put in this awesome 10 stamped roof, which is really great. And so, and then over here, I've got just like a little area where it's got a sink and everything like that, and a bunch of windows. I actually want to tear all this out over here, and I want to put in a big seating area, and then move the kitchen area over to right here. So I'll be good to go. So, but anyway, I think we're gonna log off now. I haven't had lunch. I'm starving, and I just want to get on and say what's up to everybody. So, let's see here. Maybe I should just. Yeah, no, it's all good. So you work hard for YouTube. You work hard for YouTube. Yeah, Diane, it's been frustrating. Well, the frustrating thing too is they wouldn't get back to me forever. Like, I've been hitting them up since February, going like, "Hey, these bots are hitting my account," and then they demonetize me because of the bots hitting my account. I'm like, I've been telling you all this for months, and like the one division still hasn't gotten back to me. I've messaged them for a long time. So I will say that like creator support does a really good job. And I'm thankful to like make some friends in those divisions, because I think they're helping me push things through. So, but it's crazy being a content creator right now. I mean, they could just take your livelihood away like that. And I've known people that they've had that happen for saying one wrong word on here. And it's weird. I have to go back and read, every time that they say, "Hey, we've updated this stuff." You got to go back and check constantly, because sometimes you won't have the emails that hit your account that say they've updated the policies and terms and conditions. And there are words that you cannot say on here. It's just, you're just like, why? Like, it's stuff that you wouldn't even think would be a problem. And they'll kick you off the platform for it. So, it's like, I'm fine rolling with the punches. Like, my content isn't anything to where it's divisive, or, I'm not saying like, "Hey, let's call to arms," or nothing like that. Or, I don't even do any hunting on my channel or anything like that. It's all just hanging out with Sierra. So it's pretty vanilla when it comes to that sort of stuff. But it was weird that with the bots, how they just completely were like, "You're off," and like they didn't even tell me. I was like, I've had to find out and do a digging on my own. So it was just, it's unsettling, especially during these times. It's like, things are so expensive. If your revenue goes away and you don't have revenue for like 2 months, you're thinking, okay, like things are getting pretty tight. So, and I wanted to clue y'all into what was going on. So, all right, so we're gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna get this guy off here. He's just kind of a pain in the ass. All right, let's see here. Hide user on channel. All right, cool. There's a guy that just keeps on commenting, just being a pain. All right, so got on here late. Did they remonetize you, Tom Prater? Oh, they're getting ready to. Well, they said they're getting ready to, but it hasn't happened yet. The situation, just for those who may have just got on, let's look at some weird questions here. So people that are just getting on, what happened was I had a bunch of porn bots that were slamming my comments. It's been happening since like February. And what I do is when I open it, when I have a new video that I upload, I have to sit there and babysit the comments for about the first hour, because it's literally just one after another. And so like I'll refresh the comment section, and there'll be 5 more, and I'll delete those. I'll refresh it, 5 more. It's crazy how much it hits. And so YouTube mistook that as I was using like a bot farm to try to raise my views on my channel. And so there's different divisions in YouTube. There's the creator studio and creator support, which they're actually great. But I was bitching at them and complaining to them, going, "Hey, you need to help me out with this," when it wasn't that division, it was AdSense. But AdSense wasn't telling them what was going on. They don't really talk that much. AdSense is the payment arm of Google. And so when I got onto the AdSense account, it said that that's where it said like your account is no longer active. And I'm like, what the heck? And it had been active, no problems for, last 6 years. And so once I identified that it was the bot issue, I was like, hey, I've actually been sending emails into this, but wasn't sending it to you all. I was sending it to creator support. And they were saying like, yeah, we'll try to help out or whatever. And I was like, I didn't realize I was supposed to send it to you all. And then once they realized that I've been sending it in since February, I've got like 10 different emails that I sent to them. They're like, oh, okay. So they released the commission for last month, which is great. So I got paid for that, even though it was quite late. And then for this month, it should be released as well. So I should be here back on Monday, tomorrow, about that. And I'll just keep following up with them until I get answers. I will say that creator support is really good about getting back to me, and AdSense, it's been like pulling teeth. And so hopefully that'll change, and maybe I can just get it reinstated and I don't have to deal with them anymore, unless another issue like this comes up. And it's the only time I've ever had anything come up on this channel. So I've never had any strikes against it or anything like that. So it's just been crazy. It's very unsettling. Like Sierra's situation and everything else going on. I'm like, man, I just don't need to be demonetized right now. This is really going to be a kick in the pants. So yeah, old school, the porn bots are everywhere. It's crazy. It is crazy to see that. And mine are in Spanish. And so it's like, it'll be Spanish, and then it's like I'll have a link and then more words in Spanish. And I'll go on and translate the Spanish, like with the translator online. And it doesn't even, like, it's so weird. It doesn't even make sentences. Like, it doesn't make any sense at all. But the links, if you click on them, it goes to these crazy porn sites and all that stuff. I'm just like, my channel is a family-friendly channel. Like, I do not want this on there. And so that's where I was getting frustrated with YouTube about after every time I'd upload, I'd have to sit there and babysit it. But all right, we're going to go ahead and log off now. And I'm going to get some lunch going and then probably do some more filming for the monsoons. And then I've got a new video coming tomorrow morning. So it's kind of like 3 videos in one. I just took all the content and squished it all together. And I sped up all the road stuff so you can kind of see what I've been doing, the road things, not in real time, but I sped it up like 20 times. So that way we can jam through that real fast. Then I've got good footage of the monsoons, then also the awning and a bunch of other stuff. So be on the lookout for that. And thanks everybody for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Oh, the Hobbit Hole. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. And y'all have a great afternoon. And maybe we can do another live stream. Maybe I'll do one like once a month just to check in with everybody. I haven't done one since like February. And so that's why I feel like I'm a little bit out of sorts with doing these live streams. But maybe about once a month check in, and then I'm just going to be more diligent about uploading videos and really tell the story about what's going on here. So thanks everybody for your support. I really appreciate all the well wishes, especially when I brought it to everyone's attention about what was going on with YouTube. And I haven't had a chance to go back and respond to those comments yet, but I'm going to do that soon. So thanks a lot, and we will see you on the next live stream. All right, have a good Sunday. All right, girls, get some food.